Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for All In 2026 Pathways to a Sustainable Future webinar series. My name is Olivia Burns. I'm an environmental specialist with Clark County's Office of Sustainability, supporting the All In Clark County initiative. This month's topic for August webinar is all about Clark County Wetlands Park, a favorite place of many people who live and visit here. Joining us today to present is Clarice Wheeler, an environmental specialist at Wetlands Park. Before I pass it over to Clarice to get us started about Wetlands Park, I'll share a few tips to enhance your presentation experience and navigate our website. Firstly, you can translate the entire meeting page and/or the live audio into another language by clicking the Translate button and selecting a language from the Translate drop-down menu. Closed captions are also available for this presentation by clicking the CC button on the bottom right corner of the presentation page. You can interact with us during this presentation by putting comments and questions in the chat box next to the presentation live stream. If you think of a question during the presentation, please put them there and we'll have time to review those at the end. This presentation is being recorded and will be available on Clark County's Department of Environment and Sustainability YouTube channel afterwards. Lastly, if you have any difficulties viewing or hearing the presentation at any time, please refresh the browser page. Now I'll pass it over to Clarice to get us started. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate you being here to learn a bit about Clark County Wetlands Park. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay, fantastic. So as Olivia said, my name is Clarice Wheeler. I'm an environmental specialist at Clark County Wetlands Park. If you were not already aware, Clark County Wetlands Park sits on the far east side of the valley, right on the edge of Las Vegas and Henderson. And a little bit of background about the park's development. It was officially established in 1991. And our Wetlands Park Master Plan was finalized in 1995. The park is 2,900 acres, and of those 2,900 acres, we do lease a significant amount of land from the United States Bureau of Reclamation. On the map to the right, that's all those kind of like yellowish polygons that you see within the park. So any management that we do within those parcels, we have to get approval from the BOR. We partner with them very well and very closely, and it's a lovely partnership. Within the boundaries of the Clark County Wetlands Park, we have the Las Vegas Wash Archaeological District, and then of course within the park, which is the most important resource, is the Las Vegas Wash. Within Wetlands Park, there are 21 weirs constructed along the wash. And these are primarily to function as erosion control and to improve water quality for the Las Vegas Valley. So zooming out a little bit, you can see our little logo there on like the eastern part of the valley. That's where we are located, if you are not already aware. And Wetlands Park was built around the Las Vegas Wash, and it drains 1,600 square miles of hydrologic basin for all of like Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and even like north of that and beyond. You can see the blue polygon on the map shows our watershed. So all of the water that is used or that falls as precipitation in the valley drains down through the Las Vegas Wash and Las Vegas Wash tributaries, and eventually goes to the Clark County Water Reclamation District facilities, and flows through the Las Vegas Wash via Wetlands Park. The Las Vegas Wash receives about 200 million gallons per day, and 11 tributaries feed into the Las Vegas Wash, 11 tributaries of surface water. So the Las Vegas Wash is composed of about 85% treated and reused water and about 15% untreated water, and that is mixed. It's nuisance water, storm flows, and shallow groundwater. All of that feeds into the Las Vegas Wash through the park. So the result of this, of course, is that the Las Vegas Wash is now a 24/7 urban river. And is very beautiful. Because of the existence of the wash, it's sort of transformed the landscape over the course of the last 20, 30 years that the park has been established. So we have unique habitats out here at the park that don't exist in very, very many other places in the valley. So we have aquatic habitat, wetlands habitat, riparian, mesquite woodland, and desert scrub. And so we have within the park, we have a 210-acre nature preserve, and the nature preserve includes ponds, streams, and all of those feed into the Las Vegas Wash. So because we have all of this water and all of this habitat, it supports a lot of wildlife that you might not see anywhere else in Vegas. So we have 314 species of birds, including 3 birds that are listed under the Endangered Species Act. Those include the southwestern willow flycatcher, the yellow-billed cuckoo, and the Yuma ridgway's rail. And then among those, or in addition to those, we have 70 species of other wildlife. So a couple of photos are listed or are shown below, and this does include beaver. We do have beavers at Wetlands Park. And if you are curious about the beavers or you are hoping to see one, we do host beaver walks that are open to the public throughout the year. So in addition to providing excellent habitat for wildlife, we do have a lot of recreation opportunities for the public to enjoy. So like I mentioned before, the park is 2,900 acres. It's 7 miles long, 1 mile wide. We have 6 trailheads, as shown on the map here. They're not all connected. You can't drive within the park to get to them. Unfortunately, you have to drive outside of the park to access each trailhead. But we have over 34 miles of trails, including pedestrian trails, biking trails, and equestrian trails all throughout the park. And as you can see, some of these trails go right up against the wash, and they make for really lovely walking and biking, running, and they're fairly easy. None of these trails are very strenuous. So we're very proud to report that in 2025, the park had 847,000 park visitors. So here at the Nature Center, which is our building, which is kind of like the headquarters of the park, is how we could describe it. We have a 45,000 square foot gold level LEED building for energy efficiency. And in the building, we have an exhibit gallery. We have 2 art galleries. We have a nature store. We have a picnic room because we can't allow picnicking out in the park to be respectful of wildlife. So we encourage people to use our picnic room indoors. And we have an auditorium that shows videos on loop about the park. And then we have classrooms and meeting rooms that are available for facility rentals, if anybody is interested in that. So here at the Nature Center, we also have a wide variety of programs and events. We have youth and family programs, we have adult and senior programs, and we have special events. I am obligated to share that our largest event of the year, Haunt the Wetlands, the prep is well underway. takes a lot for us to prep for this event, and it's our most highly visited. So if you are interested in attending, that is happening on October 23rd this year. And then in 2025, we had 44,484 program event attendees and nature center visitation. So we put a lot of work and a lot of thought into our programs, and we have there's a lot that's offered here. Our staff is very well trained and very passionate, and we are very lucky to be able to host all these programs. The program that started it all out here at the park is our longest running program, is our field trip program. And so we host a few thousand CCSD students at the park each year, and they come out and they walk our trails in the nature preserve. They learn about the habitats and the wildlife at the park, and all of it is 100% or volunteer led. So we have a staff person who organizes the program, and then we have staff or we have volunteers who lead the groups. So between 2009 and 2025, we have reached 62,000 students, which is wonderful. A newer program that we have is that we have 2 art galleries now at the park. So within our exhibit gallery, there's an art gallery adjacent to our store. And then there's a smaller gallery called The Nest that is in our welcome kiosk right as you walk up to the building. So we have 11 exhibits per year. And then we also have temporary art that's installed along one of our trails out in the park. So our art program is, we're really proud of it. It's come a long way. And it's very exciting every time we get to show artwork that is submitted by community members. So we have art classes for adults and youth. We have an artist in residence program. And in order to make this all possible, we do partner with the Clark County Public Arts Office. Okay, so so much of what allows our facilities and our programs to operate is the power of our volunteers. We have a really prolific community of volunteers that we are enormously grateful for. So our volunteers have to be background checked and have to receive a badge through the county. And so everyone goes through that whole process. They get trained on park programs and facilities, and they really, really help us to facilitate our facility operations, our programs, our stewardship, and our outreach. So volunteers have contributed a total of, I think last year it was 12,114 hours, which is a lot, and we're really grateful for them. So volunteer positions that people are interested in: education facilitators, lead the field trip program, visitor information hosts, volunteers help us with programs and events. They help us as staff. We have a wetland trail keepers program. We have our stewardship program, and then we have general outreach. So our stewardship program is the only program where we where public volunteers have the opportunity to come and give back to the park. So we have a program called Wetlands Hands-On, and that is open to the general public. You don't have to get background checked or badged in order to participate. And so it's a program that happens on the second Saturday of every month, excluding the summer. So we do September to April, and then we take the summer off because it gets too hot to have people out there and it's not safe. So generally the time is from 9 to 11 a.m. It's not a super high commitment. And these the stewardship projects generally kind of include litter pickups, weed pulls, plantings, things of that sort. And registration for these projects is open online on our website. And in addition to our stewardship program, I also lead our Trail Keeper program. And so the Trail Keeper program is a very kind of like a laid back program where volunteers will, this one is a badged opportunity. Oops. And trail keepers promote general park safety and appropriate trail use by observing and documenting safety issues. They provide information and assistance to trail users, and then they kind of serve as a positive presence within the wetlands park. And essentially what that means is people walk the trails. They let me know if there are any maintenance needs or if, there are any safety concerns within the park, and they submit a report to communicate that to me. And they get hours for it, and then they get to walk and enjoy their time outside and talk to people. So if you are interested in volunteering, you can find more information on how to get that process started on our website at ccwetlandspark.com. So kind of zooming out once again, we do have to take care of the park, and so a lot of our land management efforts recently have been fuels reduction to kind of like assist with the struggles that we've had with fire in the past. And so in order to do this, we've kind of split the park up into habitat management units, and that's shown on the map on the right there. And the habitat management units are kind of divided by, where trails exist as natural fire breaks, where natural habitat delineations occur, and just where, and a lot of times by vegetation, what kind of vegetation exists, and if it's monoculture vegetation or not. So we use this map a lot to decide what to do with habitat management within the park. And we just got a fuels reduction grant from the Nevada Fire Chiefs Association Wildfire Risk Reduction Program. That is the full name of the grant. It is a mouthful, but that's $75,000 that we're using, and we're partnering with the Bureau of Land Management, the Bureau of Rec, the National Park Service, Southern Nevada Water Authority, Clark County Fire, Great Basin Institute, and Nevada Division of Forestry to improve habitat quality and restore fire do a lot of post-fire planting to restore habitat, so that it's not so that invasive species don't grow, and so that we don't get, kind of like the monoculture vegetation blocks, I suppose, that have caused a lot of problems in the past. So a lot of our efforts are going into weed management, and so for us that looks like invasive species removal. So we have our primary species of concern are tamarisk, tall white top, 5-hook bassia, tree tobacco, and Russian thistle. And we work a lot with the National Park Service invasive plant management team in order to help us accomplish the invasive species management. And from start to finish, it usually looks like I train volunteers on invasive species identification. They map invasive species that they identify when they're out in the park. And then we share that map and those GPS locations with the IPMT, and they come out and they remove our invasive plants. And from there, we're able to implement restoration plans and plant native plants and improve habitat quality and water quality and reduce fire risk. In addition to the partners that I listed, we partner with an enormous amount of federal, state, and local agencies. Some of them listed here. In addition to that, we have a lot of community partners that we work with. But our one of our most important partners is our Wetlands Park Friends, and they are a 501(c)(3) that is established to support the park's programs and management. And they are always doing education, and they take donations. And their website is there. It is wetlandsparkfriends.org. And that's about it. So the Nature Center is open Tuesday to Sunday, 9 to 3. The trails are open daily. The park is open daily, dawn to dusk. So if you want to come visit the building, you got to come Tuesday to Sunday from 9 to 3. Otherwise, the park is open daily, dawn to dusk. And that is my email address there if you have any questions and you want to reach out. Or I can take questions right now as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Clarice, for sharing all about Wetlands Park and the programs, the wash, and ways to get involved. Now I'll pull up some audience questions. How does the park monitor animal and plant populations?
Ooh, so yeah, so we have so the Southern Nevada Water Authority, they do a pretty significant amount of work doing biological surveys along the Las Vegas Wash. And so they do mammal surveys, they do bird surveys all the time, they do bat surveys. And as far as plant surveys go, we have done mesquite surveys, and we are working on additional protocols to kind of sort out, what plants exist where. But generally, we have the classic vegetation that would exist within riparian zones, cottonwood trees, willow trees. We have cattail reeds, plenty of phragmites, lots of water-loving and salt-loving southwestern native plants. So.
Great, thank you. Just a few more questions. How does the park help conserve the natural environment?
Yeah, so the existence of water along the wash kind of like helps to provide like a place for these habitats to exist. So riparian corridors have existed historically in the Las Vegas Valley for hundreds of years, right? And then when the city started to become developed, that's when the springs started to dry up, or they were excavated to be developed. And so the park provides an opportunity to restore those riparian zones that have been lost over time.
Great, thank you so much. Next question, you touched up on it just a little bit. How does Wetlands Park prevent wildfires?
Yeah, so right now, like I mentioned, we are working a lot on fuels reduction. I don't know if there's anything that we can do to 100% prevent them, but we work very, very closely with I think they're the Wildland Fire Service now, formerly BLM Wildfire. So they're the primary agency that responds to wildfires out in the park. So we work really closely with them to determine what we should do to make fires less likely to happen. And also, if they do happen, to make it easier for firefighters to put them out. So we also work really closely with Clark County Fire because we do have developments that come right up to the park boundary, and so people need to be protected as well. Fires are also a public health issue; they impact air quality. So we do a lot of fuels reduction, and we take a lot of guidance from our partners who are the experts in fire.
Thank you so much. All right, last question is, what's the biggest conservation goals for Wetlands Park over the next 5 to 10 years?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think right now we are back to the fuels reduction. Right now, we're very, very focused on the fuels reduction and the restoration. Uh, Sorry about that. And the restoration involved around or post fire restoration, excuse me. And I also believe we are switching gears, and we just got a awarded um, a SNPMA award, and so we're going to be doing some park improvements that help educate the public about conservation. So yeah, very focused, very heavily focused on the education and also the implementation of management.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That is all the questions we have for today. And Clarice's email is right there for anybody if you have any questions that that you think of, later on. Before we end the presentation, I'm going to share just a few upcoming events that we have. We have our Solar 101 presentation, so you could stay updated with that. We've hosted a few of these before. We have a few more coming. Some are in Laughlin. That's on August 26th. And then we have our Nevada Solar Open House on September 5th. So if you haven't heard of our new Switch Together program, it's a bulk solar program. So to help you get discounted solar for your house when we already have a vetted contractor. And so this program is open until October of this year. So if you want to learn more about it, you could visit our website and go to our Switch Together page. National Drive Electric Month is also coming up, so that's September to October. You could find all of our events on our events page, so allinclarkcounty.com/events. There you could also sign up for our newsletter, and our social media is listed there to stay updated with sustainability resources, events, and programs around Clark County. I know Clark County Wetlands Park also has social media as well, so stay updated with them. If webinars are more your style and you enjoy today's webinar, we have the rest of the year. So every month we have a new presentation topic and guest speaker. So I'd love to join you for that. You could register for all of them. They're already all available on our website. And thank you everybody for joining today and taking the opportunity to learn more about Wetlands Park and everything it has to offer. And a special thank you to Clarice for coming on and sharing all this helpful information and ways to get involved. But that is the end of today's webinar.